Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Reality Realness with 3 S's. I'm your host, Chantele Francis, here, coming from the future. An hour and a half in the future is Michelle. How are you doing, Michelle?
I'm good. This episode was, I think maybe one of my favorites of the season, and not
Ooh.
because I'm like I love what happened or anything, but just because I felt emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like it gave me life. And also I have to say, one of my favorite dailies of the season,
Mm.
eliminations of the season, like
Mm.
I actually was into the competition of what was happening. I was
Yes.
invested in the competition. And I think that's what I liked about this episode. Yeah.
I totally agree with you. It was called Independence Day, and I'm assuming it's relating to the fact that everybody's individual now. So they're gonna have to fend for themselves, basically. So how do you feel about just like the immediate change from being in teams as opposed to being individual? Is that part of what you liked?
Yes, I mean, obviously, I love individual. It's my favorite. Like back to the duel, like free agents. I do love the individual thing because it just changes things up. And I was kind of over the teams at this point. So yeah, I'm happy that it's happened and I'm excited. But it was more so about like just the tensions and I don't know, I felt invested for people that I don't even care about.
Oh
People
my
that I
god.
literally don't care about, and I felt invested. Like, that's crazy.
Yes, I agree that like the teams like they were okay.
Yeah.
I do like that it added a little bit of strategy and having to like figure like, oh, let's get us all in the blue team, and like I it was fine for a while, and like seeing the little rivalries come out, the Michaelas coming for West, and it's interesting. But like now I do like that everybody has to fend for themselves, and I think West said it best, like you can't hide behind your team, and that's also kind of fun. Now everybody like that had the biggest mouths are going to have to really fend for themselves to be able to keep themselves protected. So I kind of like
Exactly.
that.
Me too.
And I mean, yeah, we have some friends joining us. Hello, Les. Happy Friday. Jorge's here. Carly's Red says, hi, cuties. I find myself guessing what you guys are going to say about the episode while watching now.
Obsessed.
I mean, I enjoyed it.
Don't be disappointed. But no, I enjoyed.
Jorge says, do we think that Alyssa S would have done well in this elimination? I
Yes.
kind of wanted to see Cassidy versus her here. I think Cassidy would have beat her though.
Yes.
Well,
Well, my opinion is Alyssa would have the ability to take her time with it, and I think she has good focus with these types of things. So does Cassidy. I don't think that Cassidy doesn't. Cassidy's a little bit longer, which I think can help with stretching and reaching for them and having to move a little bit less, perhaps. So I don't know who I'd put my money on. I think it would be a toss-up. I might put my money on Cassidy.
I think for me, I'd
I
put
don't
my money on
know.
Cassidy because I think she won one of these. I don't know if it's the one where you have to
Oh,
like spell immunity. Like, I don't know, maybe one like something similar. I feel like she did with like a rope where you had to like adjust your weight, but I could be wrong. They just do it every season. I just feel like she might have won that.
mhm.
So I feel like she would have an upper hand just of maybe experiencing something like that. She also
Yeah.
won, I think it was 3 individual immunities in her season. Alyssa didn't win any competitions on Big Brother. Like even Tiffany won at least one, like 2 competitions on Big Brother.
Did she
Alyssa won
not
0.
ever win?
She won 0.
But I don't.
Um,
Why do
the
I
only
think of
thing
her as
though,
someone who's really good? I
because you're
don't know
thinking that
why
she's
I think that.
Angela, like,
No, I
I
think I
think
just think that she would. Yeah, I don't know.
I think that the fact that she is probably lighter than Cassidy would be
Yes.
beneficial because when she's moving back in, it's not going to be like
Yeah.
a big over like setting the weight, and like the spool might go around and fall and everything fall off again. But I think I would give it to Cassidy for this one just because she's
Hmm.
had more experience and had more success in these kind of carnival game type things.
True. She has a little bit more like tenacity too to
Yeah, she's
win.
more sporty.
Yeah. Yeah.
In
That's
my
fair.
opinion, but like I could see a world where Alyssa wins, but I think if I was betting, I'd put my money on Cassidy.
Hmm. Mhm.
Hi, Joanne. Oh, Sophie says we're the favorite reality coverage duo. Well,
Woo!
thank you.
Even with my terrible technical difficulties and one more week and I'm back in the city. Yeah.
Nobody will notice. It's all good. Wait, Alyssa did beat her in the daily?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She did. And we'll get into that too. I mean, yeah. But I don't think it was sportiness that got her through. But I mean, maybe. She's not good. Like,
She's
she's
okay.
not athletic.
She's
I'll
still
say
a layup, though, I would say.
Compared to the other, like when you're comparing Chanel, Michaela, Desi, Tori, like, yeah, she is the layup of that group. But it's not to say that she's bad.
No, agreed. I mean, she's not as bad as some of the layups have been in the past.
Yeah.
And she did hang on to like the when she's on like the screen for quite a while too.
Yeah, she did.
I did hear that it was longer. Like it looked like it was like one question, but I heard it was like a half an hour or something, or even longer, that her and Tiffany had stayed up alone. So it seemed short, but it was actually quite a long time, and that's why TJ had given them both props, because like they did hold on for at least a few rounds. But they didn't show them all, obviously. Hi, Diva. Diva thought it was a great episode as well. Tori would have been nice to see in an elimination like this. I think she would do well, though.
I don't think she would do amazing.
Who do you think she would if it was lose to? Maybe.
I'll be honest. I think she could lose to anyone, just because we'll get into it when we get into elimination tonight, but like, if it's gonna extend multiple hours and it's like it keeps getting close and dropping and it keeps getting close and dropping, and it's a situation like that, she'll never give up. And like, I'll give that to Tori, like, I think she could win against anyone, but she could also lose against anyone, because I could see her getting really frustrated. And she is someone who in eliminations has crumbled under the pressure before. And so I don't think it's out of the realm of possibility that she might, in a situation like that, if it's been 3 hours and she's like, for fuck's sakes, I keep getting close and it keeps falling.
I would like to see it, though.
I would love to. Oh my God, I would love to see it.
Like, I just need to see, because like Bananas had done stuff like this. I feel like I've seen it, at least recently, even with his arm up, like that it's similar to this type of like really a lot of patience and like, yeah, I would like to see her do it, because I haven't seen her in an elimination like this in a while. What?
Someone just wrote that I look like Rachel Riley.
Rachel Riley? Really?
I can't. I know the lighting's really bad.
Sophie tends to have some...
Is Sophie the one that said I looked like Tina Fey? Remember that?
I think so.
Anyways, love it. I'm versatile. Here. Chameleon.
Ooh, we're liking my colored headband. Thank you.
I do
like the color going. Thank you. Okay, well, let's talk about this episode. So we have Michaela coming back in the house, and again, like, I'm actually really happy to have Michaela on our screens. Like, it's like this is what we were missing for her going out first because of stupid Emmy. Like, imagine the season we would have had if she had just lasted a few more episodes. I would have totally rather Michaela be third place than Emmy. I mean,
I love Michaela. She is a gamer. She's a competitor. She's not afraid. She's fun. And even what she says about Wes towards the beginning, like she talks about how like when she's having the convo with Bananas and he's kind of trying to align with her in some way, and she's like, you know what, like I did want to learn from Wes and work with Wes. So like, even though he was like, you hate me, like that's kind of just like her demeanor. Like she does have respect for Wes and his game, and like did want to learn from him and work with him, but then he was doing some things that weren't aligned with her loyalty, so she was like, no. And I really appreciate that about her. I don't know,
I mean, well, we'll get into it in a second, but before I was just kind of like, Michaela, though, you kind of have to play the game a little bit with Wes, but then we do see her playing the game a little bit with Bananas, and so I'm happy that she's able to just like put down her swords a little bit and like play the game a little bit to advance her further, and so she doesn't have to play on defense. She can have a little bit more breathing room, hopefully, but stay on guard. But at least
Yeah.
not know that you're going to be immediately targeted for sure. You know, it's
Hmm.
a little bit of
Absolutely.
different vibe. Okay, thanks, Adrian. I knew it. So Cassidy won the House of Cards in the final immunity challenge, which was a stacking one. Remember they had to like stack it and they have to
Yes.
like keep their hand on the thing or something. Like
Yeah,
so.
I put my money on her. You're right. You're right. You're right.
Yeah, those are hard ones for sure.
Hmm.
Wait, and the final is one where you put the ball in and it's going around. That one.
Oh, okay. Watching that gives me so much anxiety, and it's a competition that like really anyone can kind of win in a way, like if you have that focus. And I would love to try it, but at the same time, once they get to like 3 4 balls, I'm like, oh my god, I would die, like the stress of it all. Oh man.
But I can see you doing well for a long time, but being
But
so
it's
stressed out the whole time.
so tense.
Yeah.
So tense.
Like it's like, like it's like, oh my god, chill, Michelle, you got this. But like you'd have to stay at that like high
Oh yeah.
intensity mode, or so you'd drop the ball literally.
100%.
We need to. So remember my friends that have that they do the weekend. I hope that they
Yes.
reconstruct that challenge and like I'm
Oh
gonna
my god.
make you do that because I think I've showed you, but they've reconstructed a lot of them, and that would be a really cool one for them to create.
Oh
So.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I think this weekend they're having another one, so I'll see if they have some new challenges this weekend, which is kind of cool. Really cool, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Chris says that he's in a really great position. Is there more to his game going on than we can actually see? Because like we see him having whatever his interaction with Big Brother, and then like 2 confessionals, I believe now he said that like, yeah, I'm in a really good position. I
I
don't
think
really
he
see it.
No, no, no. My opinion is he was kind of blinded by,
Blue.
first of all, being on Blue for so long. And then I think that, like, in my opinion, I mean, obviously he's aware of it, which I'll give him, he's aware that people don't kind of hold his survivor win very high, right? And I just think that he's not necessarily aware of like what's actually going on with the different relationships. Like the fact that he would even think for a second that he's not going to be the first person as a scapegoat once Tyler and Monty and this and that are gone. Like he is so next on that pecking order. And I don't know. Like I guess maybe Corey's making him feel safe. And Banana and I think he's blinded, in my opinion. I don't think he's #1 target, and I think that's made him feel a little safe. His name hasn't been on every hopper. He's been pretty like chill with it, so I can understand that making him feel like he's in a good position. But he's wrong. He's not in a good position. He's not in a horrible position, but his days are numbered, especially now that it's individual. Come on.
Well, so who do you think? Like, because he seems like he's a pretty big guy, and
That's true.
he's athletic.
But
He
that's
did.
why he hasn't been put in yet, right? Like that's why they're gonna wait. Like, right? But at the same, like the
Who do you
guys are
think
gonna
he's going
want.
to go against?
Well, my opinion is that like they're gonna want to throw him in.
Against another survivor, like Sebastian? That's kind
Well,
of a
no, because I
waste.
think that Bananas and Wes and maybe Corey too, but I think like Bananas and Wes and probably Fessy probably really, really want Sebastian in the final, right?
Yeah.
Because out of all the guys left, he seems like the person who's never going to win the final. So I think that they're going to try to protect Sebastian. Throw Chris in. Say like
Christian's like
some
Tyler.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Say for example, they're gonna probably against Tyler, and then say Tyler's gone or something. Say like some Survivor people win, and they decide to throw in Corey, for example. Okay, say they decide to throw in Corey. I think in that case, all the votes they'd be like, okay, we got to put in Chris because like it's a big guy either way. They're getting rid of like a strong competitor in the final. So and it's a Survivor person, and maybe Corey could beat him or whatever. You never know. So I think that they're definitely going to throw him in as soon as the vets aren't in power and another guy goes in, unless it's one of them. Like if Bananas has to go in, he's going to be like, give me Sebastian, or right? Like,
Yeah.
but yeah.
But yeah, Corey might not be able to stop the other vets from
Exactly.
Yes, from like putting him in.
Mm-hmm.
So Alyssa, S, Monty, and Tyler, they're the only 3 like actual Big Brother players left in the game. They're basically saying like Fessy and Josh are more MTV Big Brother as opposed to a Big Brother proper. So I mean, I understand them feeling a little bit left out on an island. Tiffany just left. Who else is Big Brother that's left? Was it just Tiffany?
And Alyssa L.
Right. And I think that was strategically a bit of a hit
Yeah.
for them. How do you feel about the fact, like, cool, Survivor strong, like, chances are there'll be many Survivor players in the final, potentially another winner, like the first season. But like the fact that they don't put equal numbers of different groups in there, I find it, I don't know, it's just a little bit annoying. Like the people that they put from Big Brother weren't all super strong physically. And then they put all these like behemoth women on, and even Chris is like strong people from Survivor and the largest amount of numbers. How do you think about fairness wise?
It's obviously not fair, but nothing's fair in the challenge. We know this. But I think that like the Amazing Race is the very obvious, like, come on, just don't put them on. If you're going to put 2 or 3 of them, that's a joke. Like, that's so stupid. With Big Brother, it's complicated too, because they have Josh and Fessy, who are not really considered Big Brother anymore because they've been on way more seasons of the challenge. So it's like this weird kind of combo where Survivor people are more new. Michelle's obviously in that territory as well. But yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of into it in a way just because I like having more strong women. I feel like
Yes.
season after season, you know, it's nice to have strong women, but then it makes it such a stark difference between the two sides. So like, I don't know. I think they could strike a better balance between them. I wish they would bring, like, how come there's like no Love Island, you know? Like,
Well, I think as Love Island moved to Peacock, I don't know if they have that same pool. And
oh,
Peacock,
okay,
I
that
believe
makes
it's NBC.
sense.
And so
Because
that's why I think they
Justine,
brought the vets.
right.
Well, bringing
Okay.
the vets so they can get potentially MTV fan watching the show. And so I know a lot of people, including myself, were kind of like, I just wanted to be CBS people for this round. And then if you want to do global too, then you can bring the vets in a similar capacity
Mm-hmm.
to in the first global. But then a lot of people were saying that the numbers weren't, like the ratings weren't great. And so they wanted to pull the vets in to get the eyeballs from MTV, the challenge viewers. And so that's why they came in that way.
Okay.
I do wish that they had some Love Island people on there, or just have more. There's so many really good Amazing Race people. Like I don't know why they only needed 2.
Yeah. There's so many good people, and like bring back Kayla, bring back,
Kayla had
you know,
I think it was her sister's wedding, so
oh,
fine. But
okay,
she
whatever, but
was an alternate.
you know, they do have some good options that they need to explore, I
But
think,
also
because there's some
Hannah
strong
Chada
people.
was supposed to be, I think she was also an
Oh.
alternate. And I was kind of like, well, I don't know how great she would be, but I do think she's young and
Hmm.
she's a great dancer. So she might have, physical agility and like stamina. And so it would have been nice to see her compete in instead of Alyssa S.
And socially, Hannah is even better than Alyssa, much better. Like
And
socially, Hannah is really good at navigating relationship, in my opinion, from what
mhm,
you know.
I
So
agree. And she would have been good with Tiffany as well. She would,
yeah.
I just it might have been a better thing, but maybe they're hoping that her and Tyler got together so we had a showmance.
Yeah, I mean that was so like written into the script. Like, come on. So
They're just like, let's get these two together. They're both
there's
good-looking
literally
people.
nobody else for either of them to go for. I'm like, oh my god, you can't deny the connection. There's nobody else.
Well, she could have gone for Sebastian.
No, he was with Tori from literally hour 1. Like,
He was just always obsessed with her.
yeah, like you saw them already hanging, and you know, she had her eyes.
She loves her. What's it? Australian mullet.
Yeah.
So Bananas is talking with Michaela, and I actually saw this scene was leaked online before it actually aired on the episode. And Michaela's just stretching there, but apparently Bananas has a spot opened up on his roster, and Michaela is definitely humoring this. And Bananas says the famous line of Bananas, like, "I don't stab you in the back, stab you in the front." And
Like
she chuckled.
lies. He does both, but I love it.
I love her that she calls him Mr. Banana.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Banana. I mean, I think it was good for her to make this connection so that she's not first of mind to get in
Yeah.
because like they're worried about her. So I'm happy that she's playing the game, playing the game. How'd you feel? You saw my eye roll about Alyssa crying to Tyler about feeling like she's a sitting duck. And sorry, I need to just like vent for a second. In the confessional, when she's like, and like all this like backstabbing and lying and manipulating, like that's just not who I am. I was like, get off these shows then, because it's all about that. Like you went on Big Brother, which is worse than this one. At least it's a little bit more open when people are coming for you. You know, it's not like a complete blindside. Anyway.
Yeah, I'm over that. I'm over that storyline. Like that's the point of the show. It's the literal point of the show. How boring do you want the show to be? I'm confused. Like even if you're on like The Bachelor or Love Island, yeah, that might not be the point, but there's still backstabbing on any of these types of reality shows. Literally name me a reality show that doesn't have backstabbing. Like, you know what I mean?
Backstabbing to her is actually just strategy that doesn't include her.
Like, and it's like, what conversations are you trying to have? Like, what points are you trying to make? Like, what bonds are you trying to build besides one with Tyler, who's clearly not in the numbers? Like, why have you not been having more conversations with Wes? Like, yeah, sure, you had that little flirty moment. Banana and Wes are telling you blah, blah, blah. But like, why don't you try to get them to take you a little more seriously? Why aren't you talking to Tori? Like, what? And I know it might be difficult, but like, you should be trying all of these avenues, especially if you're a newbie, because that's how you kind of get yourself in there, right?
Mm-hmm. Exactly. And you know, she's just kind of whining to her boo thing, and he's comforting her and he doesn't want to see her cry. Jorge has a question for us. Which do we prefer, Tyler and Alyssa or Tori and Sebastian?
Tyler and Alyssa, obviously. Well, yeah.
Because like I like Tyler more than I like Sebastian.
Yes.
And I think I like Alyssa more than Tori.
Tori's obviously more suitable for the show, right? Like she's clearly someone who's like on the show and she knows how to be on the show. But yeah.
Things would have been good, Willie, if we had Hannah instead. A lot better. Because like she's has a better connection with Monty. Like she would have strategized a bit better. She'd have been more social. It would have been great. So we get to our daily. It's called Spelunkers. And as you did, I really like this daily. Basically, they're going to be going in 4 heats of 4, and they're going to swim out and dive down where the buoy is. There's like a rope, and there's like a word search grid, and they have to find different words in the grid, and it's all going to relate to one general topic. The first one was a 4-letter topic, and it's to go back, swim, and use those 4 letters to open up the first lock. And then they go to the second area, which is like swimming in this like cavern. There's another on like the rock face, another word search where they have to find a 5-word category title, swim back, and open their lock, and smoke comes up. Loved it. Why'd you love it, Michelle? Why'd you love it?
Because it's hard. It required some thought, some brain capacity in a way, or just strategy. It required swimming. And also I like that the teams couldn't see what the other team, like not teams, but like the heats couldn't see what the other heats were doing.
That was my favorite. I was like, good, they can't game the system and like, or hear what the word is. And you know what I mean? Like, yeah, sorry, go ahead.
Exactly. I did like it. It had some elements of a Survivor type challenge in a way, of like the going down and the, and so I liked it. It required more skill and it felt like a real daily challenge. It annoyed me, of course, that like Tori was all like, oh, Wes is not helping. And then she immediately did the exact same thing. And we're going to pretend like she's so great. And like, yes, she did the best, but like, once she got to the second point, Wes told her all the words he had already seen. So she had an advantage. He gave her that advantage, and then she went, didn't tell him anything.
Yeah.
Right?
Just
So it's
pieced
like,
out.
and now she's going to act like he didn't help, he didn't help, he didn't help. Okay, great. But what makes you better? You did the exact same thing after you said, and you're not helping Sebastian. And the only reason Wes didn't help her earlier is because he didn't want Sebastian to know.
Exactly.
He was fine with Tori knowing. He was fine with Tori being in power. So, like, that annoyed me. But that's okay.
Well, okay, the first team out, I believe, was Fessy, Alyssa, Cassidy, and Tyler. So when they go out, they have a really hard time seeing. I guess it was quite murky in the water. So they weren't able to see the actual puzzle. So Tyler decides, like, okay, I abort this. I'm going to go back and just try as many 4-letter word combinations as possible. What do you think about that strategy? Does Alyssa follow suit?
About, like, just trying as many words as they could,
as opposed to, like, diving down multiple times.
I mean, I guess with, like, a 4-letter thing, maybe, but I don't know. I would have probably tried a few times to at least see something down there. I don't know. There's so many 4-letter words. Like, how are you going to get that?
I mean, okay, I would maybe for the first one, because 4-letter words, if it's a category thing, it's really probably a 3-letter word that's pluralized. So I would be like cars and bats. Like, I don't know. Like I would probably go to 3-letter words with an S, I think. But then I found it interesting that the second one wasn't a 4-letter word with an S. You know what I mean? Like, it was actually just a 5-letter word. And so, because it should have been, I guess it's like contemporary dance. Tapping is a type of dance, but you could be thinking like dances, right?
Right.
What is the category? These are dances, not dance.
Yeah.
Or the category is dance or dances. Like, it's the category, I guess, is cats, not cat, but I don't know. Anyways, it was just a little bit misleading, whatever. But I think that I would have given it a try with the 4 words, 4-letter word. I think. So Cassie does stays behind. She actually does I guess see one of the words, and she go back and she figured out that it was, I think she saw panther and figured it was cat. So she does get to go on to part 2, and she doesn't tell anybody, which is great. So she was ahead of the group, gets to the second stage, and she's seeing all these, she's seeing Vogue, and like, it would be voguing, wouldn't it?
Yeah, probably.
Like,
probably.
Because when I originally saw it, I was like, what's contemporary and Vogue? I was thinking like magazines. Like, and I also didn't know how many letters it was supposed to be for the second one, which I wish they told us for both of them.
Yeah.
That I do. But in the end, so they all get over there, and wait, who ended up being first? Was it Fessy in the end? Yeah, Fessy wins Heat 1, and then Alyssa also gets back and wins Heat 1. Next heat is Bananas, Michaela, Chanel, and Monty. Hold on, I just need to say this first, since I said Monty's name. So Joanne says, haven't finished listening, but apparently Monty was eyeing Tori. What a better pairing that would have been. I mean, would you be less creeped out?
I don't know. I'm not a Monty fan. After his behavior during Big Brother.
Nobody's a Monty fan, but like, wouldn't
I
you?
guess less creepy.
Like, well, we'll get to it, but I'm not into their love affair. So Monty's never deep dived before, and I'm like, ooh, that's not great. I mean, have I deep dived before? No. Maybe the deep end of a pool. What about you?
No.
I mean, it'd be probably hard with a life vest on. It would kind of be like hard to pull you down. But if you have the rope, I think that you could figure it out. Anyways, I didn't know that Banana was an advanced open water deep sea diver.
He probably did it on his TV show, First Look, or whatever that show is.
Speaking of TV show, Michelle, House of Villains. What is that?
Like, R.I.P. my life. I I've never been more. I immediately sent it to Tanya. I was like, "Can you believe it? All these people in one place.
It's so
You
intense.
couldn't have written it better. It seems so intense, and now it makes sense why Bananas was hanging out with like the Vanderpump people, blah blah blah. Like, oh my god,
Oh,
I can't wait. I
I
can't wait for
can't
that.
wait. Maybe Tanya would want to come out of retirement and cover that. Me, you, and her. That'd be really
Yeah,
fun.
that would be
Really
hilarious.
fun. Anyways, I had to interject with that because that was probably the best trailer for a new show that I've ever seen. I was watching
And it just gets crazier and crazier.
like
New York.
New York,
Oh.
Omarosa. Like, what is happening?
And then like
here?
Abby Lee walks in, and I'm just, or not
Oh,
walks in,
in her
rolls in.
wheelchair, I can't even deal with this. I can't even deal.
I couldn't deal.
Who else came
How
on?
dare they
Spencer Pratt.
not know Spencer? Like, I hope that was a
Rude.
joke. I hope that was a
Rude.
joke.
Because actually they had like a
Put some
video.
respect on his name.
Like a video where it was
Yeah.
him and Heidi recently, and I'd asked in the video, I didn't realize it wasn't actually on his site, it was like on like a blog, some other blog site, so it didn't actually go to them. But I'm like, are you gonna be on House of Villains? Like I wanted to know because like he's like the ultimate villain, and like obviously
Exactly.
I didn't get response, but like the fact that he was on the show, I was like, yeah, I knew that he should be cast in that shit.
But I think it seems like those people are just making shorter appearances. I'm confused as to how it's working. If everyone's actually there permanently or not, because
like maybe they're
like
hosting like a villain challenge that's related to like their nastiness.
There's no way Abby Lee is like sleeping at the place, because also like there were so many clips of New York and Bananas and all these different, and like what's that guy's name from Love Is Blind that I hate, Shake or whatever.
Shake.
All those people, there's all those fights happening in Jax, but then there wasn't as much of like Spencer in them, so I feel like maybe they're coming in as like special guests or whatever. I don't know.
I can't even like believe that they did this. Apparently Emily Lieberman from Dance Moms, yeah, we see her in the trailer. Oh my gosh. I'll post the trailer in the description box below if you haven't seen it, because it's like, that's what I said, Sophie. I said that it was giving old school the challenges because it was so damn messy and the challenges were stupid. Like whatever their challenges that they had to do are just dumb. And yeah, it's for high stakes. Spencer Pratt is going to be in the house. Yeah, as a cameo. Oh my god. Oh my god. Cannot wait to see her yell at Bananas. Oh my god, Shake is the worst. I haven't watched Full Love Is Blind season 6.
He is, yeah, he's truly horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, I really didn't like him. Really didn't like him, but I really love that trailer. Okay, back to Lunkers. So then yeah, in that heat, Bananas does give them help because they were saying like, let's all help each other so we can maybe protect each other in our group. And so Bananas does get a couple of words, and he's like, oh, he sees pause, he sees, I think, panther. And so he tells the rest of his group, pause. And it was a word that he saw. So how did you, or seemingly anyways, how did you feel about Michaela and Vonti think that he meant pause, like put you on pause, like a pause and record and play, like that kind of pause, as opposed to
yeah, I thought that was funny. Probably a little bit intentional, but also I would imagine that if I was in that position, I would be like, okay, pause, and then I would go over. So this is me swimming. I'd go over to the thing, and when I saw that it was 4 letters, I'd probably try stop would be my first word. And then if that didn't work, I'd probably think pause. And then I would hope that my mind would go, okay, what's a 4-letter version of pause? Pause, pause. Ooh, I feel like I would hope that I would associate it together and get there after a few moments, but who can say, really?
I mean, I'm obviously watching on my couch, so I don't know what I'll actually do. I'm good with stuff like that, so I feel like I would be okay. But how would pause be great for a category? That's what I would be kind of thinking, right? Mm-hmm. Like there can't be a lot of words where pause is one of many. You know what I mean? So I don't think I would go to that type of pause, like automatically. Yeah. I think I would go to cat pause in my head or dog pause. You know what I mean? Like I just, there's just more pause.
Yeah.
As opposed to just pause.
Exactly.
Like, I guess what you're VCRs, like, I don't, like, it doesn't even make any sense. So anyways,
Exactly.
hopefully I would be that smart, but it didn't catch them right away. In that heat in the end, after doing both parts, Chanel and Bananas were the winners of the second heat. Next up is Wes, Michelle, Tori, and Sebastian. They all agreed that they're going to help each other and share all the different word clues. Oh, they're just so naive. Did you, like, Sebastian and Michelle were just like,
it's funny because like when Wes just went, I was like, yeah, that's classic. But then I was like I thought that Tori would have given the answer to Sebastian, but then I was like, well, I guess I think Tori is just so competitive. She couldn't imagine the idea of Michelle potentially getting ahead of her. Not even being scared that Michelle would throw her in, but just being like, no, as she kept saying,
my ego says I need to win.
Needs it. She wants people to know that she's someone who's going to win
respect on her name.
Put some respect so that people are way less likely to A, throw her in, or B, like they're going to want to align because, oh, she's probably going to win again because she won this time. I will repeat, she got help from Wes. And if she hadn't gotten that help, we know she's terrible at puzzles. Who knows how long that would have taken her? And frankly, someone else could have won.
100%.
But whatever. She did win by 6 minutes. So you know what? Okay, whatever.
It's funny though. So Wes gets it right away. He sees a couple of the words. He gets cats right away. He goes to the second part. He doesn't really get, like, he got contemporary. No, it got like Vogue, and then he thought he got Novas. And so he's like, I guess he's probably thinking like, I don't know, star things or, things in space. And then they said contemporary. And you see Tori like, oh, I got it. And like, just like creeps away. So sketch. And she goes and she wins her heat with dance. But, she did get the first part fair and square. She saw Broadway. She thought it was either going to be Cars or Cats. Was Cars on Broadway?
No, I don't know why she thought Cars. That was confusing to me. It was confusing to me that Broadway made her think of Cats.
Oh, Cars. I mean, Cats it would make me think of, right? Like,
if you saw the word Broadway, your first thought would be Cats?
Broadway. My first thought might be New York.
My first thought would be city. It would be, if I'm thinking Broadway, I'd think city. I'd think stars. I'd think street. I'd think like I would never, like, obviously I know Cats.
I would think maybe shows.
Show. Maybe? I don't think I would ever think of Cats. And Cars, I was like, what is she talking about?
Like, this Cars, the cartoon, like I think it's Pixar. But
in my mind, I thought she was thinking like there are a lot of cars on the street in New York. I don't know. I was very confused. But she lived in New York, right? Didn't she?
I think she still does.
She still does. So perhaps maybe she was just thinking. I don't know what she was thinking.
Let me just see if Cars was on Broadway.
I highly doubt that.
Unless she's thinking actual Cars.
Yeah.
But can you even like drive on that street?
Yeah, of course.
No, well, like I'm picturing Broadway. Like, I don't know. I just feel like it's like there's always so many people around there. But yeah, I guess you can drive there. But Broadway, New York. I don't think that Cars show. I guess. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think so. Is there a Cars musical? No, I don't think so. Weird. I need her to explain herself. No. Yeah, I don't think so. Cats. When I put Cars, it says Cats. So I don't know what she's thinking of. Maybe is just thinking that there's cars that are going to pull up and let people off at Broadway. No say. So how do you feel about Sebastian thinking it was so sexy that she kept it to herself? He's not mad at her. Like, she's a champ for a reason, and just makes her even hotter. Ugh.
Yeah, like I'm over it. Like, I just don't. It's kind of like similar to when like Bananas started getting with Mariah, in that when you've seen a person have so many showmances again and again and again, same with like Jordan, you just kind of become desensitized to it, and it just doesn't feel cute at all, and so it leans towards kind of that creep territory, one way or the other, you know what I mean? And yeah, I'm just like, I don't know.
I guess because like it doesn't fool me. Like
Yes. Yeah.
like I don't find it to be like attractive personally. So I'm just like, ugh, that's what you like. Chase is awful. Matthew is here. This episode was a little too vet heavy for him. What do you have to say to Matthew about this? He's so anti-vet. It's hilarious.
I mean, yeah, I get it. But the challenges themselves were exciting. But yes, I agree.
Matthew. So the final leg is, so Tori and Wes do win that heat. Sorry, Matthew. The final heat is Chris, Desi, Corey, and Josh. They're also going to work together to potentially protect their group. Chris does get the word scratching. And so, like, I think they all shared that. They were able to figure out cats kind of all together. And they get to the second screen and second area, and like they're all shouting out words. And Corey says dance. And Josh is like, you know that he just wanted to go back and try it, but like he's trying to be a team player. He's like,
I can't stand Josh. I'm sorry. And you know what? He is a good strategist. Like, he knows what he's doing. And he's so self-serving, which you do need to be. And so, like, I know that I should like him and respect what he's doing, but it just annoys me so much that he always gets the better end of every situation. And I just hate his like sappy demeanor when he does shit. I don't know. Something about it annoys me. But yeah, he got it done. And good for Corey for thinking of things.
That's Corey?
Hey.
Excuse me. Dance? Like
dance?
You know, Josh goes back and he opens it up and he's like, got it, guys. And so they all run back. And so Desi ended up winning that heat. I don't know if I mentioned it, but Chanel won the heat with a banana. Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
So we get back and we hear, like, you know, from TJ that someone smoked this competition by 6 minutes. Guess who? Your favorite, Tori. She's so happy. Put some respect on her name, blah, blah, blah. And the other two for the men was a very close race. And it came down between Josh and Bananas. Now, do you think that Bananas actually beat Josh here? Because it was a difference of about 2 minutes.
Yes.
Or do you think that they just fudged it just to give Bananas a win?
I don't know, but I'm glad. In this situation, I did not want Josh to have the power. I think he would have tried to make it a girl. I just don't. I don't like when Josh is in power. But no, I think Bananas did it really fast. Like,
yeah, he was decent. Like the first group had no shot for sure.
Because Josh still had to swim to the thing and stuff. So I think he was probably just a little bit slower with that.
Right. Josh is a decent swimmer in all fairness. So
yeah. I mean, only being less than 2 minutes behind is not bad at all compared to Bananas, who's done a bunch of that shit, you know?
Can't believe that Tori beat Bananas by 6 minutes. It's so annoying. He was annoyed by this as well because now they're going to be the two. There's no name for them, huh? The deciders, the negotiation people. Like, they don't have a name. No
troika.
Yeah, exactly. But what's his name? Wes is really happy that there's no more behind teams, no more Mr. and Mr. Survivor plays. He so hates Survivor. It's hilarious. Yeah. So Tori wants to talk to you, Desi, Michaela, and Chanel about the fact that she wants to keep them safe with the hopes that if they were ever to win any power, they would return the favor. How do you feel about her not including Michelle on this?
I mean, it makes sense for her because you can't include everyone, and I think that
she already kind of has Michelle.
like Michelle. This is the interesting thing is like you've got Michelle who's with the Survivor girls, but they kind of are like, why is she never in anybody else's mouth, right? And so she's kind of with the other side. I think both sides recognize that Michelle always kind of plays in the middle there, and so by her bypassing that, it's like okay, she knows she's not going to probably be Michelle's first target. I was like, oh my god, is Tori gonna put Michelle in? I was like, no, it's too early. I just think that it's smarter for them to have like a separate relationship with those women.
To look at like it's for, like this is our thing.
This is our thing, right? It just makes it feel because she already has an alliance with Michelle. There's no reason to bring her into that. And then
and also that she just screwed Michelle over
completely.
And so like Michelle is also the type of person that'd be like, fuck that, like let's go after them. Like she broke her word to me.
Exactly.
Like,
and now
do that.
say Desi or Chanel or Michaela win next week. They've just made this deal. Tori just protected them. They're going to put in Michelle. Who else are they going to put in? Right? Like, there's no one else for them to really put in because there's no other women really left that, except for Cassidy.
Oh, and Alyssa.
So, well, oh, right. Sorry. Alyssa's still
there. They want to keep Alyssa, though. They do learn from Bananas after that, like, you want to keep, he was explaining to them what a layup was. Like, come on. Everybody knows what a layup is. So, yeah, but Bananas says that he wants to have strong women in the final, which is true. And Tori's probably like, I don't really, but I want to get to the final. So in the nominations, we see Tori and Bananas talking. He was thinking of maybe splitting it up and putting one Survivor and one Big Brother. But Tori's like, no, I just made this deal with these women. I don't want to put them in. So let's make it a guy's day. And so, yeah, she doesn't want to fuck over Survivor. So they're going to send the lovebirds on a date. So they're going to, savage. They're putting in Tyler and Alyssa. Those are going to be their two nominations. Lols. So Tyler was pissed. He was like, congratulations, Survivor, on another win. I'm like, okay, like, it's annoying. It sucked. I would probably be acting the same way when you have no power and Survivor does have power. They have power in numbers and strength. And so, yeah, it would suck to have to go in again, potentially. But how'd you feel about him wanting to protect Alyssa?
I feel like he needs a storyline, and this is all he's got right now. He needs to protect her. Like they've had a couple makeouts. Okay, cute. Like, I don't know. I don't really think he has much else going for him right now in terms of like interesting story. So
yeah, like I don't know. I mean, I don't know if there's anything he could do right now. He needed to have they're not going to stay and focus on getting the vets out. They should have made a contingency plan. They should have like latched onto the vets then and be like, hey, we'll help you take out something. I don't know, but they would have had to start like 6 episodes ago if they wanted to protect themselves in this situation. But it's a bit too late. Yeah, agrees to Danny. It was savage, but necessary. I mean, for story, like, it's hilarious. The lovebirds, both might have to go in, or one has to go in. So we have some bar time, but Tori and Sebastian decide to stay in, and they have a webcam date. And like you see him like kind of leaning into her, and is she into it? Oh my god, I have the hiccups. I've never had the hiccups online before.
I mean, she seems like mildly into it. If she wasn't into it, why would she be doing it? I don't think she's like obsessed or in love or anything. He's probably more into it than she is.
There's never been a season where she hasn't had some flirtmance or whatever.
Yeah. I think that them doing that was a huge mistake because that is the reason he got 6 votes in the hopper. Like, obviously he was someone they were probably going to try to go for anyway, but like that solidified just how close they really are. So it's like she wins and then you get that extra cockiness. Cause my whole thing is like, if she wasn't that into him, she would still have the showmance, but she'd be going to the club and having conversations. But instead she wanted to stay in and have a kiki with him. So I'm just saying, I think she is into it.
Well, we do learn her middle name is Patricia. What's your middle name? I think I
Mine,
know. Do you hate it?
Rachel.
Rachel, yeah.
Yeah,
I
I don't
like
hate it.
it.
It's just boring.
Rachel, mine starts with an R as well. It's Renee.
Oh, I like that. That one's nice.
Thanks. Patricia's not great.
No,
I
Patty.
mean, Patty. No, I guess I know a few Trishas.
No, I do like Trisha.
So Alyssa tells Wes that she really wants it to be a guy's day for her, and so like it's as if she has like all this leverage. It's funny that like yes, Wes is hearing her out, but they're gonna do whatever they want to do regardless of what you want.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so she's like, well, do you know what? Like, if like you're gonna throw me against Tyler, like we're gonna throw in Sebastian and her boo thing, just to get back at Tori. Which I'm like, I'm here for it.
Kind of a
That's
sleigh. I did
fun.
like that.
Yeah.
I was hoping, honestly, really hoping Sebastian would get thrown in. I really wanted that.
I agreed. Agreed. So Bananas wants to keep a layup, as I mentioned before. Female, especially it's obviously smart to have a layup in case you have to go in at some point. Like you have someone that you can throw votes on that you can hopefully go in that you feel as though you can beat. So but they're just gonna make it a guy's day and Bananas is gonna be safe and it's gonna be fine. Tyler's not going to want to have West thrown in there. He's gonna like yeah. Well, so why don't you think though that the Survivor girls didn't decide to throw in one of the like a Corey, a Fessy, like one of the vets? Why don't you
Well, I think because of the deal that Bananas made.
like
I
that's
think
because it's such a big deal of so many people.
well, I don't think the deal was for all those people, but I think the thought is, as Michaela said, she wants to have strong guys at the end. So in that respect, it's like, okay, well, if I do what they want this week, then there's a reciprocal nature that can happen with that. That's my thought. But also, like,
They probably want to run with
we
some of
know
them.
that Alyssa, Tyler, and Monty were 3 votes for Sebastian. Who were the other 3 votes for Sebastian? That's what I want to know.
Give me 1 second when we get there.
Because it wasn't the Survivor girls.
Hold on, what happened now before? So Chris is working with the vets, so that makes more sense as to why he feels safe. He wants Monty in there, and then a few on Sebastian. So
and there were 7 for Monty, which would be Chris, Cassidy, Michaela, Chanel, Desi,
all the Survivor people,
and Michelle. But there's
One
a
more.
7th one.
Oh, not Sebastian. So it would have. So no, it would have been
And Sebastian.
No, sorry, yes, and Sebastian.
So
all the Survivor people.
So that means that Corey, Fessy, and Josh voted for Sebastian, right?
Okay. Well, Wes voted for Cassidy. I guess.
Like, why would Corey, Fessy, and Josh vote for Sebastian instead of
who else would they have voted for? Oh,
Monty.
Monty. Maybe because they didn't want it to look like they were coming for Monty in case he came back.
But the fact that those 3, I mean, maybe they just had
6, but yeah, I guess the girls.
Well, because we know it's those 3 plus Alyssa, Tyler, and Monty, Corey, Fessy, Josh. That means they had to have been them. Interesting.
Anyway. Yeah, I think it was just to split the vote basically, and so it's not all piled onto Monty, so that Monty can like come back and take aim, and it'll just be like, oh, it's Survivor people are still coming for me, and so it's. I think it would also just keep the rivalry going with Survivor, and that like the vets had nothing to do with it. We put in Sebastian. We were trying to like save you, Tyler. We gave you a layup. We did what you asked.
Exactly.
So, Cassie still wants to vote West though, which is kind of funny. So now their rivalry thing seems like it's a bit of a joke. So I think it's just for a storyline at this point. So like you said, down at the Hopper, wait, what does I write? Oh, how do you feel about for the elimination, Tori and Bananas dressing alike?
Eye roll.
It was a bit of an eye roll, but Like, how did they find similar outfits? Like, they went to Fessy's closet? He's the only one that has, like, so many, like, blazers and turtlenecks.
Yeah, he's a turtleneck king. That's for sure.
So in the hopper, Sebastian, as we mentioned, got 6, Cassidy 1, Monty 7. And out of the hopper comes Monty's ball with a little bit of fake out from TJ, making it seem like it was going to be Cassidy with that one ball. But no, it will be Monty versus Tyler playing Too Cool for Spool. How'd you like this punny name for the elimination?
I never pay attention to the names.
I mean, I love a good pun. Too cool for school?
Yeah.
Anyways, Too Cool for Spool. We talked about it a little bit already, but they have a spinning surface that's like a spool. They're attached to like a rope to their body, and they have to transfer a certain amount of balls in a pyramid shape from one platform to the moving platform. And I thought it was going to be a lot easier. I thought they were going to figure it out a lot more quickly. As soon as they came back the first time and realized how you have to really be careful about your weight distribution when you're coming back, I thought they'd figure out right away and like, boom, someone was going to win. But no, they both got to being complete. Like what they showed us was like 2 or 3 times each. And they were going at it for almost 3 hours. And like, at this point, the people that were watching, like everybody on the sidelines, they were feeling bad for both of them because, like,
yeah,
I screamed so many times when I was like, "Whoa!" Like I was really in it. I wanted Tyler, I guess, to win, but like it was pretty intense.
I felt actually kind of sad for Monty, even though I don't care for him. I don't need him in the game, but just how close he got. I was like, I felt bad, and like the amount of time that they were spending on it, I really felt for both of them. But like I don't know, I can't believe I felt bad for Monty. Like I did want him to succeed in that moment. You know?
Well, I didn't want either of them to lose because they both really put in a lot of effort, and I had a feeling that Tyler was going to win because he hadn't showed anything yet for TJ to be like, oh yeah, Tyler and Alyssa should be on the main show. And I was like, so he must win this one because like
Yeah.
he hasn't done anything up until that point that would warrant him getting a call out from TJ.
Yeah.
So do you think that he's going to get further along, or do you think that this was his shining moment? Okay.
I think he'll go further. I think he'll probably win another elimination or something and show himself to be kind of like, you know, a J type of like someone who wins like 2 or 3 elims and then like gets cut right before the end or something. Like
maybe he's the only like non-vet in the final or something.
Yeah, that could also be true. Maybe he'll take out Chris, or you know, like maybe he'll take out a vet or something and have cred enough to have that respect. I don't.
He's good at a lot of strange things, so I wouldn't be surprised if he, you know, goes up against like Corey or something. Somebody thinks that he's a layup, and then he takes them out, which would be kind of fun. So basically, after almost 3 hours, Tyler does end up winning this grueling elimination. Felt bad for Monty, like you did. You know, breaking apart even more Big Brother numbers. But do you think Monty will come back?
I could see them bringing him back, especially like that really showed a lot of, you know, grit and strength, and he's someone that is a stronger competitor. He's very castable on the show. I could definitely see. Yeah.
Adrian here is saying that Taylor's karma strikes again.
I could definitely see them bringing him back. I don't think he's like a number one, like need to have him back. He could be an alternate, maybe whatever. But I think he definitely showed enough to warrant.
And you need some bigger guys, and he's a big guy, 230 pound man. You know, to come back on the show to support Big Brother, because it seems as though Big Brother doesn't really cast that kind of athleticism. So yeah, I think it would be helpful. And then TJ does say, I really hope we see you again in the future because you're awesome. So accolades from TJ, and welcome to the challenge, TJ says to Tyler, which is also, I think, pretty big accolades. Because TJ was in it too. He's like, like he was super invested in. I mean, he's had to be standing there for 3 hours. That sucks too. So
True.
Well, what are we doing about our? Was there any fights this episode? No. So just the daily wins. Who won the daily? It was Bananas
and Tori.
Bananas and Tori. Who won the elim? Tyler. And who are we giving MEP this episode? Or MVP? Or both?
I'm trying to think for both. I would say, I guess MVP.
Tori. Matthew, are you rolling over in your grave if Tori gets MVP? I mean, she set herself up.
I was going to say
right?
Tori or Tyler would be the two options for MVP. And then MEP, I would probably go for... I don't know. I just want to give it to Michaela again, but she was barely in it. But still, I don't know.
If there's no one that stands out, we don't need to give an MEP today.
Okay. I would say Tyler or Tori.
I think Tori, for the fact that she, used her win to set up hopefully future winners to not necessarily target her. So that was strategically done well. Her boo thing didn't end up going in, which is also good for her, even though it seems like he's going to ruffle some feathers next week, which is fun. This is fun. Let me just put this up here. So yes, Daily's Banana and Tori. Oh, I forgot the I. Elimination Tyler and MVP Tori. Lots of points for Tori. Is she on my team? MVP so. Tyler, he got sent in, came back out and protected his girl.
He did protect his girl.
But he's going to be thrown in again and again and again. So this is probably not the first and last,
Yeah.
So, yes, I agree. He's an honorable mention, but I think Tori is in a better position after this episode. She's getting to the final.
Sure.
Well, do you have anything else to say about this episode or anything else going on in the social media world of these people other than learning that Nerys and Horacio are officially boyfriend and girlfriend? What a good-looking couple.
Oh, yeah.
Jeez Louise. Joanne was not impressed by Monty's performance this season. I didn't know him before. Don't watch Big Brother, but I could go without him. I hear that.
Agreed.
You would dislike him even more if you watch Big Brother, so.
Yeah.
Alyssa being a layout protected Alyssa.
Other Alyssa?
I guess.
Or no, I think they're saying that protected herself because she was a layup.
So that doesn't make her an MVP, though, I don't think.
No.
All right. Well, that's it. Do you have anything going on you want to share with the folks?
No. I'm excited to get back soon, and
in a couple of weeks, we're probably going to hang out because Bryce and Wen are going to be back in Toronto for the premiere of Survivor 45. So on the 26th and the 27th, we should be around. There's a karaoke night. Is you're a singer? Do you want to sing a little ditty? Maybe.
We'll see.
Maybe we'll do something together.
Ooh.
Yeah. Well, you're a soprano, and I'm an alto, so
hey,
let's do something.
Let's do it.
It's kind of fun. Well, thank you everybody here in the chat. I know this was an off time. I'm happy that you were able to jump in here with us during the afternoon. We should be back next week at in the evening time, but if not, it'll probably be this time next Friday, somewhere around then. Other than that, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, let us know if you think that we got it right with our MVP this week, or let me hear your arguments as to why it should be somebody else. I want to know who you think is in the best position to win, male and female. No spoilers, please. Only speculation. Other than that, I guess we'll see you next week, everybody. Bye.